Hey, hello everybody. Welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. Welcome back to another News I Missed, where I go over news I missed because there's always a quadrillion things happening in the cryptocurrency space and we go over them here together on the weekend. As always, a free way to support the channel is by leaving a like, by leaving a comment, or by subscribing if you have not already done so. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. Square Inc. has affirmed that its focus is on helping Bitcoin become the native currency of the internet. CEO Jack Dorsey explained, "We have a number of initiatives towards the goal that will help Bitcoin reach a mainstream audience, while at the same time strengthening the network and the ecosystem." Square Inc. reiterated its commitment to Bitcoin during the company's Q3 earnings on Friday. Square also revealed that its mobile payments platform Cash App generated $1.8 billion in Bitcoin revenue. Square's market cap is currently $111 billion US. During the call, Dorsey was asked whether Square is looking to expand into crypto beyond Bitcoin buy and sell, such as offering other cryptocurrencies and enabling users to engage in defined NFT ecosystems. He said, "We're not. Our focus is on helping Bitcoin to become the native currency for the internet. We have a number of initiatives towards that goal. Cash App is just one. They're building a hardware wallet. They're exploring Bitcoin mining, a consumer device to mine Bitcoin at home or in a business or seller businesses. Okay. In fact, we believe that the focus is important. We believe it's right." So the news is, for those of you who don't know, Jack Dorsey, and I assume many of his fellow peoples, love Bitcoin. And I mean, like, really think that Bitcoin, or believe that Bitcoin is going to be the only cryptocurrency on the planet. That is still yet to be seen. I mean, at this point, anything is possible. No one believed that anything that's happening right now would have happened 8 years ago. So, you know, the sky's kind of the limit, I guess. I'm interested to see exactly what all these initiatives are going to look like, I guess I would say, because I feel like if this is the stuff that they're saying out loud, I can only imagine that in actual closed rooms, they probably have some other plans that we can't even begin to think about. But as Bitcoin being the only currency and being the native currency for the internet, I think we still have a bit more time before that happens. Anyway, that's the Jack Dorsey Bitcoin native currency internet Bitcoin mining at home generated $1.8 billion in revenue news. And let's move on. Next up, also in the news, kind of, I guess, it says, despite several regulatory challenges along the way this year, the world's largest crypto exchange, Binance, continues to spearhead development in the blockchain and crypto space. A lot of times whenever there's like a lawsuit happening against a cryptocurrency company, and, you know, they continue to do their business because they're a business, articles always make sure to like write despite regulatory challenges. Did you think that Binance was not going to do anything for the rest of the year because Singapore, the US, and I think the United Kingdom don't like them? I don't understand. Binance has announced a 100 million euro initiative to develop France's blockchain and crypto ecosystem in partnership with France FinTech. The initiative, dubbed Objective Moon, which sounds ridiculous, will focus on 3 key blockchain and crypto projects in France. Funded by finance, the initiative will have an online education program to nurture crypto and blockchain talent in France. This education program, comes in partnership with the wallet manufacturer Ledger and Open Classroom. It will focus on the development of the decentralized ledger technology accelerator, as well as the development of Binance Research and Development Hub in France. Speaking on the development, they basically said exactly what I just said, but in another way. So cool. We don't normally hear that crypto exchanges are doing things like this. Like Coinbase has had other initiatives before, but it was basically for like getting more money and like crowdfunding and stuff like that. And I mean, we've had cryptocurrency projects like Dash try to enter more into Latin America and Cardano more into Africa, but nothing really this kind of open or like focused on just one entire country. Let's see if it works. I assume someone behind the scenes told them, hey, let's do this, because they have an inkling or have heard from someone else that this would be a worthwhile project. But yeah, sure. I wish them the best of luck. This sounds similar to the new New York mayor who said that he wanted all the kids in New York City to also learn about blockchain and cryptocurrencies and distributed ledger technology. I mean, I hope it works out. I mean, I hope these initiatives actually take place. I think we'd live in a much more educated world if people had this knowledge before they got older and knew how to like build new technology based off of it, as opposed to just not learning about it at all. Anyway, that's the Binance $100 million France crypto blockchain ecosystem. No time frame news. And let's move on. Next up, cryptocurrency platform Bakkt announced that it will be allowing its customers to deal in Ethereum. Bakkt, that is BAKKT, launched in 2018 by the Intercontinental Exchange, the parent company of the New York Stock Exchange, and therefore Bakkt is the New York Stock Exchange. As a crypto custodian, currently only deals with BTC. The U.S. company offers a number of cryptocurrency services, including Bitcoin futures, a mobile app that no one uses, and a Visa debit card. Fun. But Bakkt services will soon include Ethereum as well, they said at Bakkt. Providing flexible opportunities for users to enjoy their digital assets is a top consideration. Adding Ethereum brings a popular and growing ecosystem to our roster. This was said by the CEO. Users will be able to buy and sell Ethereum, send it to contacts via the app, and send it in shops, spend it in shops, there we go, via the debit card, which was launched in June. I assume this is not done for flexibility or to make your life easier. It has to do with the fact that Bakkt is not as popular as the New York Stock Exchange believed it would be. Many years ago, once again, we were fed the narrative that the only way that the cryptocurrency market would move up is when we had rich people enter the market, and when these institutions basically said, we are here, use our card, spend your cryptocurrencies with us. However, that's not how it actually ended up working out. Cryptocurrencies are doing just fine. Of course, we're benefiting from the billions of dollars entering the market. However, a lot of the earlier companies thought that they could simply announce that they were getting into the space and basically push aside Binance and Coinbase and Kraken, and that's not how it worked. I assume that they're moving more into Ethereum. This is just me assuming, because like many other companies who got into Bitcoin very early, they did not believe that they got in early enough. So there were a number of companies who got into Bitcoin when it was around 800, 900, 1,200, so-and-so other dollars. At the same exact time, Ethereum was around $1. So they began to buy up as much Ethereum as possible. Just a theory, but you kind of get what I'm saying. The other part of it being Ethereum's ecosystem is gigantimous. So if you can make sure that you integrate that into your platform, and then at some point also go, hey, you know those new things that all the kids are using called NFTs? Guess what? We have them on our platform as well. I think the only interesting part is being able to actually buy and sell Ether through them if you're looking to get into or cash out of the market. However, sending it to your contacts on the app sounds like a red flag. And also being able to spend it, like there are also other decentralized, whatever. There are other ways to spend your money as opposed to the Bakkt debit card. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, it was going to happen eventually. I assume they're also looking into other coins, because I think a lot of companies have realized that, you know, Bitcoin is Bitcoin. It's pretty big. You know, a lot of people are using it. However, there are like 7,000 other altcoins, 50 of them being relatively popular, 10 of them being like super popular. So you got to start adding those at some point if you want people to continue to use your company, business, and give you money. Anyway, cool. So, and I always get very annoyed when it gets touted as, you know, we are looking to help you. No, you're looking to help your own wallets. Anyway, that's the Bakkt news. And without further ado, Let's move on. I like the long pauses. Next up, Microsoft has announced the launch of a Metaverse-inspired feature for its Teams app called Mesh. It is MESH. Mesh will allow users to introduce personalized avatars in digital worlds, making meetings more immersive. Yeah! The platform is being announced on the heels of Facebook's pivot to become Meta. Sure. Software behemoth Microsoft has announced it will be releasing a metaverse-inspired solution for its Teams called Mesh. With Mesh, users in meetings will feel more immersed because the app will introduce avatars, digital representations of the user for applications like team calls. Furthermore, the avatars will be used or able to meet and greet each other in an immersive. Stop using the word immersive. Who wrote this article? Like, this is the 19th time that we've heard the word immersive. Like, we get it. It's a metaverse. The new feature will be available for users with smartphones, laptops, or even holographic devices. I'm sorry, what? What year is this? According to Jeff Teper, the Microsoft vice president, he said Mesh is a way to signal we're in the same virtual space. We're one team, we're one group, and we help take the formality down a peg and the engagement up a peg. Oh, that was cringy. We've seen that these tools have accomplished both goals of helping a team be more effective and also helping individuals be more engaged. I feel like the only way this would really work, I mean, holographic devices, please, by all means. I've been waiting for Apple or somebody to make that for the last 15 or so years. If you can do it, Microsoft, I'll buy it. I feel like this will only work with like a headset, like an actual like Ready Player One kind of avatar kind of thing. I don't really think it's going to work. Like, imagine having a group or community meeting. Imagine you and 3 of your friends are on like video chat, like you're on your phone, holding your phone. It would be a little weird if they're looking at the phone and there's just this like digital weird pixelated avatar on your smartphone. On your laptop is also kind of weird. We can't look at each other anymore. Like, I have to be like a purple avatar with like dragon wings and stuff. I'm not really understanding. Holographic devices is the only thing that really caught my attention. I can't be the only one who's waiting for some like Star Wars, Star Trek kind of wearable device on your arm, where like the little person like pops up and you're like, hey, friend on my arm, and all the other stuff, where you throw something on the floor like a holographic. I can't be the only one waiting for that. So anyway, I assume this is meant to be Microsoft's answer to Meta, and this is why it's called Mesh, because it sounds the same, the beginning of the actual word. No word on if this is going to happen on a blockchain. Microsoft is a very big backer of Ethereum, so I assume as time goes on, we are going to hear something like this. I found no photos of what these things look like. Like, if you look at Facebook, now known as Meta, what their avatars actually look like, it's a little rough. It's not the nicest thing in the world. So anyway, that's the Microsoft Mesh Metaverse news. I'd like to see what this looks like, because I have a feeling it's not going to look too good. Anyway, and let's move on. Next up, in one of the this doesn't make any sense. Now, listen to these numbers, my friends, and please tell me that I am not the only one who is a little confused. Approximately 6 million people in the United States workforce have quit their jobs after making more money from cryptocurrency investments than from their low-income jobs. I repeat, it says approximately. That means not 6 million and one, not 5,999,999. Approximately 6 million people in the U.S. workforce have quit their jobs after making more money from cryptocurrency investments than from their low-income jobs, according to a new survey by intelligence firm Civic Science. Civic Science surveyed 17,000 respondents. Not sure how they got to 6 million people across the country for a period of 7 months, starting from the 20th of April to the 28th of October. 11% of 6,401 respondents, that is 11% not of the 17,000, but 11% of 6,000, was that 600 people, admitted to having quit their jobs or knowing someone who did, after gaining financial freedom via cryptocurrency, 64% of those who did quit their job said that they were earning below $50,000, while 53% said that is that 53% of 6,700 or 53% of the 17,000 respondents said that they knew people who quit for some reason. Commenting on the survey, Mark Cuban, said that the low wages are the primary factor that demotes people demotivates people in the workforce. So, you're broke and you're not making any money, better quit your job. That's what Mark Cuban says, or so the logic goes. He said, wow, and I quote, 4% of people in the US have quit their jobs because of crypto gains. Where are those 4%? We got from 6 million people to 17,000 respondents to 11% of 6,700 people to 4% of the entirety of the United States have quit their jobs because of crypto gains. That means you would know at least 5 people this year who quit their jobs not because they were making less than 50,000, but because they became rich because of crypto. And the vast majority made under 50K. Now we know why so many people quit low-paying jobs, because they couldn't live from them. There are people, for those of you who don't live in the States, there are people who make like $1.50 an hour working in restaurants. What I think happened was, now stay with me here, is people kind of got tired of being treated like robots. A lot of people, like, depending on where you live in the United States, there are some people who make like $5 an hour, $5.50, $8.50, maybe $11 because it's calculated based off of what state and what area you live in. And therefore, if they believe that the cost of living is lower, well, then you should be also making lower. That's just kind of the logic behind it. There was something I watched earlier this year. It was one of those little mini documentary things. And they were talking about that after or still during 19, which we're going through. You understand what I'm saying? So many people quit their jobs, and it's like, yeah, because they couldn't, you couldn't do anything with that money. There were people who were making like $22,000 a year. You tell me, and I mean anywhere, and I don't mean Thailand, I don't mean like other places. Tell me where in the United States or where in Canada you can live off of $22,000 a year. I have not seen rent anywhere below $1,200 for a studio since like 1965. The year is a bit dramatic, but you kind of understand what I'm saying. So this it wasn't the most popular news, but this news was circulating around during the course of the week. And I was like, you're going to be news I missed because it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I don't know who makes these stories. I'm not sure who makes these articles. We've had stuff like this before where like it's like a survey happened between 800 people and they're like 1.6 million Americans agree. And I'm like, what? There was one. That's what it was. There was another one. It was like they surveyed 2,000 people. And I forgot what the percentage was of people who said that they owned crypto, but they ascertained from this data that I think like 35 million Americans owned cryptocurrency. And I was like, where? Please show me exactly, because that would then also mean that even more people that you would know actually owned crypto. Like that would further extend into like your actual immediate family. You'd have multiple cousins who also had crypto. Now, I'm sure there's 1 or 2 people out there watching this who actually have family members who are into crypto, but think of everyone else you own. Anyway, little ridiculous. I understand the idea that people can, if they invest at the proper time, make good money from the cryptocurrency space. But everyone who got into the market since April hasn't become a multi-millionaire from a certain amount of coins. Like most people, let's be realistic, most people are putting like 500 into the market every month, if even. They've maybe put a cumulative $6,000 over the last couple of years. Anyway, when I do you remember when I in the other videos, this was about a year and some change ago, I have an actual thing that I call stupid news. This goes into stupid news because then approximately 6 million people 17,000 respondents, 11% of 6,000. The numbers aren't adding up, are they? No, doesn't make a lot of sense. Anyway, that's the sure, why not news. Let's move on. Next up, the NASDAQ listed crypto exchange Coinbase has made Shiba Inu available to New York residents. Woo! They can now trade, buy, sell, and store Shiba on Coinbase. There's the actual tweeter for it right there. Not the most exciting news if you don't live in New York, but if you live in New York, I'm pretty sure somebody perked their head up as they heard this, because New York gets nothing. New York is for some reason always the last place, and I dare say even on the planet, to actually get cryptocurrencies for some reason. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why many people would even choose to still live in New York. That's just my opinion. It just doesn't seem, especially if you're in, first of all, once again, I've heard taxes in New York are terrible. And I've also heard that like anything crypto related is a huge trek. It's like, remember, this was 2013 where they were trying to make the BIT license, basically trying to use the word Bitcoin with a license to be like, yeah, you're in the cryptocurrency space. And any company who wanted to work with cryptocurrencies in any sort of fashion had to apply for a BIT license. Sure, why not? However, it took certain companies, it took them 5 or 6 years to receive a no. It took somebody 6 years to read paperwork just to say no? Seems a little nonsensical. So yeah, if you are in New York and you've been looking for a Shiba Inu vampire coin, I can never tell what this one actually is. I assume those are his canines, but they look like vampire fangs. And sometimes also, if you look at it really quick, these little white circles also look like extra eyes. I think I'm just looking at it weird. Anyway, that's the Shiba Inu is finally available in New York, and it should have been available from the get-go, but for some reason, New York law is terrible. Alrighty, let's move on. And to finish things off, and I'm not sure why they did this because it's not going to happen. It says centralized crypto exchange because we needed to know that. And lending platform BlockFi is next in line to file for a Bitcoin ETF with the SEC. However, this ETF is going to be backed by actual Bitcoin rather than futures contracts. According to the company's documents filed earlier, the BlockFi NB Bitcoin ETF under the ticker BBBB, that's the actual thing, will issue shares that reflect the performance of Bitcoin held by the trust. I don't have to read anymore because this is never going to happen. The SEC has said multiple times over the course of years they do not, for special reasons, agree with a Bitcoin ETF for whatever the actual purpose might be. However, they only have allowed a Bitcoin futures ETF, which makes no sense because it's not really a Bitcoin ETF. However, companies continue to apply for physical Bitcoin ETFs. I mean, I appreciate I guess the word I'll use is hustle. I appreciate that they're still trying to do this. I'm not sure if I've understood that the SEC is not going to allow one of these through. I don't really get the point of wasting money because once again, I'm going to assume, tell me if I'm incorrect, you probably have to pay a fee to the SEC to be able to like hand them paperwork and say, hey, can you look this over? Anyway, that's the not sure why they're trying news. I would actually just give up. Like, I'm pretty sure it's not that difficult to move or do business in Canada. So just do it here. Or maybe even any other country that already has a Bitcoin ETF, and stop trying to put your money into a market that doesn't want it. Can you imagine how much wealthier people in the US would be if they had launched a Bitcoin ETF years ago? Or anyway, I have so much more to say about this. Anyway, that's the not gonna happen news. And let's move on. Yeah, I do hope that you all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are having, that is $1 billion, $1.4 billion right there. I hope you can see it. It just moved away. Hope you all are having a lot of money flowing through. Hope you're all having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Try and do something fun. Go get out. Enjoy the air, the weather. Go for a walk in a park. If there's a park near you, go call a friend. I'm going to stop talking now. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.